So let's talk about hell for a moment. Like, what do you really think hell is? I've been thinking about hell a lot lately. And of course, I could be completely, totally, utterly wrong. But I think that a lot of these beings, these negative beings that we're encountering on a daily basis, these things are from hell. And I've talked about hell kind of, sort of, before to a point. Not like specifically. A lot of times I'll use the term abyss or something to that manner. I've gotten glimpses of it. It's not fun. I believe, and don't get me wrong, there's so many different possibilities. We live in a very expansive realm. There's so many realms, there's so many whatever. But that is the one thing. Hell is one of the few things that kind of like glues a lot of this together. Because just like some of the entities that I've had to encounter, that I've seen, that I've dealt with. But I wanted to make this video because the way I'm seeing hell in my mind is different than I think that it's been portrayed to us in recent years. Well, I guess since the beginning, right? I'm thinking of hell more as a series of conjoined realms. Like, I'm talking about like so expansive, like universally expansive. Like, it's huge, absolutely huge. I had a dream one time a long ago. It's not a word. A long time ago, when I don't know. I was shown something, and it was referred to as like the 5 talons, and they were worlds, but they were like hellish worlds. Like, it was like a hellscape, but it was 5 of them, 5 like big worlds. And I'd imagine you're talking about something to the equivalent or close to the size of the planet Earth, right? And I think that may be one of the big things, like the big. And so much of this is like making us think that a lot of them are from like space, all these other places. I'm not saying that some aren't from, because there are places around here, like dimensions that are next to ours, that some of these things are from, realms that are next to ours, that some of these things are from. But a lot of these things, man, you're talking about very dark entities that I think they're from those hell realms. I really do. And it's funny because even when Dante spoke of hell, he talked about the circles, right? And I think that we've completely misinterpreted his meaning when he talked about the circles. Because in our heads, you think about, or how it's described, you think about these like small, not small, but like these like areas where they're torturing people, you know, that have to do with how they sinned on earth, you know. But if you would think of these circles as realms or worlds, it opens up a lot of possibility. And I think that for some reason we're smack dab in the middle of it. We're between all the heavenly stuff, and we're between all the hellish stuff. And I think that, and think about it like this. It's like, think about hell, or these worlds within hell, is like, they travel between them. They have ships. They have technology. Don't just think about it as like fire and brimstone and like devils running around with pitchforks. It's more complex than that, I really believe. It's a lot more nuanced than that. You get what I mean? Like I said, I've used the term underworld a lot because I see that a lot. But I think that it's even deeper. It's even deeper than that. I really do. And I think that a lot of these things are coming from that place. I don't think that the connecting points are as open as these beings want. So I think that a lot of these things that they do are to open points between this place and that place so they can let things in. Which we've already known, but, you know, I think you have beings that were sent there, and you have a lot of their acolytes here on Earth that are trying to let them in. Constantly. Because I think there's some of these beings are running around here on the planet now. Not planet, realm, within the realm. But some are still locked away. A lot of them are still locked away. And they interface with these things constantly. And I think that's what CERN is. I really do. I mean, I've just been reading a lot about just stuff like that, and bottomless pit, and just all kinds of stuff. It's really funny too, because where they built CERN at is an old world, like within the center, I believe, is actually where they used to worship the underworld god Apollyon. Of course, if you read the Bible, you know exactly who Apollyon is. So yeah, they keep trying to make these breaches in between this realm and those realms. But again, don't think about it like the traditional hell. Think about it as worlds within like a demented void, you know? And again, technology, ships, all the stuff that we've kind of come to associate. You know, you say UFO, and that immediately, for most people, that immediately diminishes the idea of any. No. A lot of these beings use technology. A lot of them do. The good ones and the bad ones. The demonic forces and the angelic forces. They use technology, people. I'm serious. Like, it's a thing. It's like, yeah. It's not just glittering wings and red smoldering pitchforks. It's more complicated than that. And why wouldn't it be? Really, why wouldn't it be? Look at Earth. I think that Earth is a reflection of both of these places. These things that, and especially when it comes to like the dark ones or the fallen ones, a lot of them, like they can only make what they've seen. They can't make anything new. So they're either bringing stuff in or they're replicating based on what they've seen. That's a fact. So, yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot. And actually, I was watching Og Tellez. If you haven't watched any of his stuff, like you should. He makes amazing stuff. And he was actually talking, and when he said it, it just like clicked for me. I was like, oh my god, like yeah, that makes perfect sense based on what I've seen. He was talking about like a government agency. And their entire job was to act as an intermediary between this place and hell. Or the hells. That would make perfect sense, but you never hear about anything like that. It's always just aliens and space and... Nah, man. Space is the illusion. Space is the red herring that they keep trying to sick on us, man. You need to look inside. That's how you're ever going to find any of this stuff. It's all under here with us. The ways to get there, the entrances, the exits, all that stuff. It's in here. But they've got us looking up in space. Because it's a big joke. It's a continuous joke. Because we keep falling for it. Anyway, I have run my mouth for too long. And, yeah, you guys have a good day. Wherever you are. Good night. Whenever you may be watching this. And I'll talk to you later, okay? Peace.